understand it when you get saved and say, I'm ready to be married. Wait a minute, you haven't even committed to the church yet. Seek ye first what? The kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be what? Added unto you. Authority. Following our authority. Let's go to 1 Kings. Let's keep going. But be ye followers of me, even as I also follow who? Christ. Why did he say, follow me as I follow Christ? We finna find out. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances, and I deliver them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ. Let me share this background with you because I'm sharing from my personal life so you can really understand. My mother, she saw something special in me, and she allowed my grandmother to raise me. She's a very precious woman. Mother, I love you if you're watching now. She's saved today. But my father also had a drug problem. So I really didn't have true authority in my life. You follow me? I didn't have a true example. My grandparents adopted me and raised me, but they really grew up in a different time from me. My grandmother was 14 years old when she got married, dropped out of school. She never even finished high school. My grandfather was 21 when he married my grandmother, who was 14 years old. And he grew up in a totally different mindset as well. So they really wasn't with me in my youth to really nurture, really grow. My grandfather said, get out the way. I said, teach me how to fix this car. Get out of the way, son. Go play. Well, teach me about a credit card. I want a credit card. It was not there. That authority, that leadership, that guidance was really not there in my life. So when I read the word, I read it from a different perspective, because every time I look in the word, it keeps talking about us following people who follow God. Now, this is powerful to me. While over and over again, think about this, we're referring to singleness. While over and over again, every leader who wrote a letter, they encourage you to follow them. Now, why do I address that? Because you hear people today say, don't you follow man, follow God. And the first thing you'll start thinking, I understand what they mean. They're talking about don't follow the ways of man, the worldly man. Don't follow the ways of a carnal person. But why wouldn't you follow someone who is a man or woman of God and they have a passion for Christ and they are a man or woman of greatness? Why wouldn't you follow after them? Why wouldn't you follow their example? That's why I say, as a single person, most people fail because they lack that guidance and that authority. I was failing as a single person after I got saved. Internet family, hear this, because I did not understand the authority of God. This is powerful. How do you know you don't understand the authority of God? Number one, you don't understand it when you get saved and say, I'm ready to be married. Wait a minute, you haven't even committed to the church yet. God told me to find my wife. You got to find a friend first. In that family, you can't find your wife until you find a friend. Do you follow me? You can't connect to a husband until you find a friend. Do you know how to have a relationship as a friend with the opposite sex? If you are a single man, do you know how to walk up to a woman in church and say, hello, how are you today? And that's it. Just have a normal conversation. Do you follow me? In my time, when I was growing up as a single person, we used to see women be like, psst, hey, psst, psst, come here, psst, psst. Hey, let me get your number. Wait a minute, I haven't even asked what her name is. I already want her number. Do you follow me? That's a mindset not understanding. Single women, you may have heard this before. A man walking to you, how you doing, baby? God told me you my wife. I feel it in the spirit of God. Wait a minute, I haven't even been your friend for a week. How God told you my wife? This is rich, isn't it? Authority. Following after authority. Let's go to 1 Kings. I want to show you something that's really rich. I believe if you understand this, I believe that this will unlock your future as a single person. The will of God for a single person is to be married. The will of God for a single person is to commit their life to Christ, commit their life to God, follow after God. There are so many different ways you can do that. There are so many different levels you can do that. The Bible said in Matthew's, seek ye first what? The kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be what? Added unto you. That is called the law of sequence, knowing what is first. Now, I grew up when they used to call me Griffin, and when I got saved, I was a minister. They said, do you want to be married? I said, yes, I do. They said, you ain't sold out for Christ. Huh? How haven't I sold out for Christ? They thought I was putting my desire for marriage above my desire for Christ. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever wanted something so bad you felt guilty, like, well, this getting my attention more than God? If you put God first, don't feel bad about your earthly desires. This is rich. If you put God first, you know he's number one in your life. You know you tithe. You know you pray. You know you have a relationship with God. There's nothing wrong with dressing up and you're a single person and you liking somebody else, a man. If you're a single woman, it's nothing wrong if you're a single man. You like a single woman. What is wrong with that? Religion folk, just stay focused on the Lord, baby. God will see you through it. Huh? What are you talking about? Internet family, do you see this? That's why we are talking about authority. Let's go to 1 Kings. I want to show you a story, and I love this story, and I talked about this in Man Talk, and I want to share it again because it's so rich. The Bible said that Christ is the head of a man. Man is the head of a woman, and the woman is the head of the children. That does not mean the man control the woman and the woman control the children. That means this is the protocol of the authority that God has set up in the earth. Do you follow me? What would happen to you if the police officer pull you over and you get upset and curse him out? What's going to happen? You're going to jail. Why are you going to jail? Because he has the authority to put you in jail. Do you follow me? That doesn't mean he control you. That doesn't mean he abuses that authority, which some people can do that. But that means he have authority in the earth legally to throw you in jail if you violate some of the rules and the laws with him. That's rich. You speed, you get a speed. Why you wrote me a citation? Was you speeding? Was you speeding? He have the authority to write you a citation. 1 Kings chapter 21. You don't understand it when you get saved and say, I'm ready to be married. Wait a minute, you haven't even committed to the church yet. Seek ye first what? The kingdom of God and his righteousness,